From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 21 with breaking news as the South African variant has released its second case in the United States. The first one in San Francisco, the second one in Minnesota minutes ago. Well, the latest details on the variant and its spread across U.S. soils. But breaking news right now is that minutes ago, Nancy Pelosi addressed the American public. And the vote will be happening tonight. Oh boy, that is that big vote I've been telling you for the last few days. It's happening on Thursday night because you know what happens on Thursdays on Capitol Hill. Voted. I mean, there's no Seinfeld reunion, so they do voted. And this is incredible because now it'll signal a big push to get that recon done sooner rather than later. We go over the incredible recon today that is passed in the House, is off to the Senate. And that recon has a lot more checks that are going in there from leaders like Bernie Sanders and Ron Wyden. We'll go over those incredible checks on this big live broadcast from Santa Monica this morning and what those checks look like. But we're going to go over the checks so far in that recon that are going to be the biggest payout you ever seen in the history of this channel. Wow. You're going to get about $50,000 to $60,000 of hard cold cash in this fourth stimulus recon. I'm going to go over how to get it, but no time to wait because, boy, third stimulus is paying out fortunes. One viewer getting 32 people, $850,000. Another viewer getting his family $132,000 yesterday. Those success stories and how you can get your bills paid in this recording. We're going to turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that, and then fifth stimulus, the latest on that, with that COLA raise and some of your questions you've been asking about. Is the COLA raise coming now? All the latest details, because you know what's happening? The toast is toasting. The toast will be toasting eventually. Let's wait for it. Wait, there it is. The butter, the coffee is brewing, the butter is buttering, and the coffee and the bacon is not burning, hopefully. It's a big morning's broadcast. I'm live with you here in Santa Monica. Let's get to it as Nancy Pelosi addresses that vote happening tonight. It's a big recording with a lot of breaking news happening minutes ago, and the excitement starts right here, right now, as Mornings LA gets underway. with one of the audios, and it gets underway right now. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you have a good day and happy weekend. Here we go. That recon has passed the House, is in the Senate, and a major vote is happening tonight. I'll go over that huge vote announced by Nancy Pelosi minutes ago. It's great news for you. Those Senate changes will add a lot more checks to that recon, and have you heard it? Have you heard it? Well, the breaking news on this channel is that 2 of those senators, 6 senators, vowed to put an MSC in there. Oh boy, I told you to stay with me. We got a lot coming up on this recording. We're going to go over these incredible programs that pay you a lot of money, $50,000 at least, before we get to those MSCs. We're going to go over the third stimulus to get your bills paid today. And viewers getting hundreds of thousands of dollars per person, per family. This week alone, you're going to get your bills paid as well. Student loan debt forgiveness and fifth stimulus. We got a lot coming up in this recording, plus the breaking news of the second variant identified in Minnesota. The latest details on that as well as we go into a big morning. And here we are, and this, my friends, is LALATE, and I'm excited you're here. Hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is on this very balmy, very cold day here in Southern California. And yes, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you go down that button right now and hit that subscribe button. Hit it right now. The number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. You're watching it right now, LALATE, with no less than 16 programs per day. Hit that join button to become a member today. You get that incredible newsletter tonight. And then consider becoming a member and getting those LALATE alerts, which is totally free. It's at news.lalate.com/alerts. We'll be cutting to the breaking news out of South Africa in just a second. But first, let's turn to this big recon and that huge vote happening today. That recon has a big payday, more than $15,000 across several clusters of checks. The first one is huge. Let's go to that first cluster of checks, and here we go. They got in there, hazard pay. That is for my essential workers. One more year, yes. And then that is the earned income tax credit. $4,000 of elder care. $4,000 to care for young children. They got in there the Pell Grant, $550 checks. They got in there the money to repair your home if you're in a low-income community. Wow, this is incredible. Then they got in there also the CTC, the child tax credit, $3,600 approximately for one more year. And then they got in there $12,500 for the purchase of your first home. Wow, that is a lot of money in just the first of three clusters in that fourth stimulus recon. Let's turn to the first add-on, which comes the illustrious Bob Casey, the wonderful senator from Pennsylvania. He got it in there. He wanted $250 billion. He got a little bit less. What is it? It is free home health care. It is free home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. We're going to go over how to get those incredible sums of money later in this recording. But let's turn to the second cluster of checks. And that second cluster is home repairs and paid leave. Wow. This is weatherize your home. This is paid leave. This is the household tax credit. And also, it is the big money for people that want to make those repairs. What is home? What is weatherize your home? Weatherize your home is when the in-laws show up and you you have special windows to block their entrance to the home. No, you know what? You'll have to make that decision. I can get you the money, but you're going to have to make the decisions on who is invited over during the holidays. Let's go to the third add-on, which comes to the illustrious Maxine Waters. She wanted $25,000. She got a little bit less. And what is it? It is free big money to buy your first home. Yeah, she's going to give you free money to buy your first home. She wanted $25,000. She got a little bit less. How do you get all this money? It's coming up later in this video. Let's go to the third cluster of checks, and wow, is it delicious. Here we go. This is the big money in that fourth stimulus recon. The third cluster, where we call deliciousness. In this third cluster, they got in their checks for seniors, cheaper prescription medication. They got there the immigration reform, the farmers. They also got in there the money for the workers, and also the big Medicare expansion of the money for my seniors. Now, the Medicare expansion truly embodies what Congress is doing this week, because the House members got 2 Medicare expansions in there. And the senators vowed to add 3 more. Wow. So on Medicare expansion, House members got in there hearing, and also the Medicaid gap fix. The senators vowed to add in the dental, vision, and the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. And there you go. But the big push has been that inclusion of that MSC. And now, if you haven't heard the latest details, it's not 2, actually. It's now 3. 3 viewers in less than 7 days have been told by those 6 senators that an MSC is going in there. And what's at issue? Let's go over the latest details right now. It was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving that Janet called up Leader Schumer's office and advocated for the inclusion of an MSC, and she was told it was going in there. Then, this Wednesday, Lynn Glenn, who you know, picked up the phone and advocated to Chris Coons' office, and he said that an MSC is going in there. And then yesterday, Janice picked up the phone and also called Leader Schumer's office and also was told an MSC is going in there. So now the number's grown to 3 of those 6 senators in 1 week who have told thousands of viewers since the month of May it's going in there. When they talk about the MSC, what does it stand for? Multiple IRS stimulus check. Income qualifications, same as third is what they're saying. $75,000 or less, they got it. Marry a couple, $150,000 or less, they got that third stimulus check, double it. Quadruple it if it's a family of 4. People on disabilities, SSI, SSDI, Social Security and railroad benefits, and adult dependents got that third stimulus check as well. When they talk about the payouts, those legislators are talking about $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months, but they can still change it across the board. That is why you need to advocate. As Lynn Glenn, as Janice, and Janet all advocated. They also said you need to pick up the phone and advocate as well. And that advocacy is where we are right now because the legislation is in the Senate. And that senators are now asking you to pick up the phone and call. Let's read the incredible message from the chief of staff to the #1 legislator in this recon. That message is loud and clear. Pick up the phone and call. And what does that chief of staff to the #1 guy in the recon say? They have in total between congressional and senators' offices received more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through. They have heartbreaking stories and they voice the people across the nation you LA, as you are too loud to be ignored. Please continue your continued advocacy as the professional voice of the people as you have become. And that is true. Thank you so much. You have to pick up the phone and call and advocate. Call their DC office and speak to the staff directly. Tell them the economic, financial, medical reason why you need a check. Do not use the word MSC. They do not know those words. Use very simple language. Tell your unique story. And who do you call? You call Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Pick up the phone and call. Speak to a staffer. Next best thing is leaving a voice message. But you want to speak to them and advocate. Again, it is Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. But also give yourself some time to advocate for your wallet. Why is that important? Because third stimulus is still paying out a lot of money. And the second half of this video, you're going to see the hundreds of thousands of dollars that viewers have gotten this week. You're going to see one viewer who has gotten 32 people $850,000 from third stimulus. You're going to see one family who got over $135,000 this week. You're going to see countless viewers who have gotten $5,000 of their bills paid this week alone. Then we're going to turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest offer on the table. We're going to turn to fifth stimulus. You've had a lot of questions about this. I'll be answering your latest questions in this morning's broadcast. We'll be turning back to that big vote happening tonight. Oh boy, is this huge, and this really helps your recon. For the recon that has upwards of about $50,000 to $60,000 of checks in there, wow. Senate changes, yes, there's a lot of Senate changes. They're going to add more checks on top of that. And the passage of that recon now in the Senate, all the latest details on that. As we go into the second half of this video, we'll also have the breaking news out of South Africa and what's going on with the variant. Stay with me. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on a big morning's LALATE. The recon is now in the Senate, off on the House. Wow, here we go. And those Senate changes will be robust. We're going to go over those additional checks that go on top of that recon. That has a fortune of checks in there. Biggest payout you ever see in the history of this channel. And Nancy Pelosi spoke about it minutes ago. I'll have her comments. It's exactly what we talk about on this channel. We'll be turning to the big money you can get to pay your bills right now. Viewers getting fortunes, 6 figures. This week, I'm going to go over the latest details. Student loan debt forgiveness, how to get that big money if it's done. And then Fistimos around the corner, and I'll be answering your questions as well. Plus, we'll have the latest breaking details out of South Africa today. We got a big recording across the board. I'm excited you're here. And this, my friends, is LALATE. So with that, go down to that button and hit that subscribe button right now. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board today. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get the incredible information across the board as it comes out. Also, make sure you hit that alert system so you do not miss anything across the board. The incredible news is that recon has now passed, and we are off to the Senate. But there's a major vote happening tonight, and what is that major vote? I'll have all the details for you starting in just a second. But first, let's go over the breaking news about what is going on with the variant out of South Africa. The breaking news about the variant today is very, very elaborate. First, the issue is that the variant has been now identified in South Africa and now identified in 2 cases in the United States, the second one today in Minnesota. Yesterday, the first case was identified in San Francisco. An individual who had traveled back from South Africa was double vaccinated. Now, a second case identified in Minnesota. We're going to be at least 30 to plus days out until we know whether the current vaccines are efficient and effective against the virus, and or whether the existing booster is. The individual who contracted the virus in San Francisco had not taken the booster. There is new indication today that the president will extend safety protocols when traveling. Yesterday, we thought that he was going to require a negative PCR test for domestic travel. It's now looking like he's going to require a negative PCR test for travel into the United States, even if you're a U.S. citizen. So that PCR test is really a very fluid situation at the moment. Moderna has said it is a very troubling situation. This is not going to be good, it says Moderna CEO. The issue at hand is that the variant Omicron has 10 mutations in the protein at issue, whereas Delta had only 2. And with that, we go into the details right now about what's happening with that recon. A vote tonight. Wow. I told you it was going to happen. I told you the day. I basically told you the hour. Nancy Pelosi will be holding a vote tonight, and it's huge for your recon. What is that vote? It is for the debt ceiling limit. The debt ceiling limit will pass the House of Representatives tonight, my friends, and off to the Senate. What is the issue? Exactly what I told you yesterday. The Republicans and Democrats agreed to extend the debt ceiling limit. In fact, what's new today is they extended it a little bit longer. They were moving it to January. Now they're moving it to February. The Republicans and Democratic House members both agreed they want to move this out. They do not want to complex the holidays. They would not want to complex this month. And it's off to the Senate. The Senate vote could happen as early as tonight, but will likely happen tomorrow. Senators are really doing a mixed bag of the situation right at the moment. It's expected to pass. Why? Because while you're hearing some ancillary comments by some Republicans, the leadership among Mitch McConnell is the agreement will be done. Mitch McConnell has said he will do this agreement and he will move it to February, and we are not defaulting categorically, is what Mitch McConnell said. So that's great news. Why is it big news for that recon? Because the recon is also on the Senate. And the Senate, the more time that is free from their desk, the better we are. The senators vow to add a lot more changes to that incredible recon. All the latest change is brand new today. And then we'll go over the big programs in that recon. We're going to start with the first cluster of programs, which is the big money for paid leave. So get your pen and paper ready. Paid leave pays a fortune, $1,700 a week approximately if you make $70,000 or more per year. $35,000 annual salary, $800 a week. $15,000 annual salary, $400 a week. Up to how many weeks? 4 weeks per year. Wow, this is great. And what's wonderful is that if you don't work but you stay home and live with your son or daughter and they do work, and they have to take off from work once a week because to take to you to the doctor, they'll get paid for the household. Wow. New today about the paid leave is a pushback from Joe Manchin. He's been pushing back on paid leave since day one. And if you remember the history of paid leave in the House, it was originally 11 plus 12 weeks. Then it was out because of Joe Manchin, then back in now where it is, passed in the House at 4 weeks. Joe Manchin yesterday said, I want to do this again by bipartisan, which he's been saying for months. In fact, fellow Democratic senators called that statement disingenuous, basically a liar, because there has been no Republican on record who has said that they'll do paid leave that's mandatory. So Joe Manchin keeps on talking about a process that doesn't exist. And so what's at issue? There's three options, well, at least two. The first one is take the paid leave out before the Senate votes. Second option is leave it in there and call Joe Manchin's bluff and see if he votes against it. And the third one is the one I like, which is just putting this entire recon to the Senate parliamentarian, having a look at it and determine whether paid leave belongs in there. There's a lot of talk that it doesn't belong in there. More about that in a second. The second check in this incredible recon is the SALT cap. It's currently $10,000. It'll be raised up to $72,500, which you can deduct on the federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. They got $40 billion of free job training. This is huge because millions of Americans are quitting their jobs to take a higher paying job. And now you'll get free training for it. And I have a lot of seniors who want to go back in the workplace because the salaries are so great. You can, because on the fifth stimulus, you'll still be able to receive your Social Security check. The Medicaid gap fix, they got it in there on the House side. This is for one question I get daily for viewers. Where is the cheaper medical insurance? Here it is. In those 12 Republican holdout states that refused to pay for Obamacare, they got in there a workaround plan that will provide subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states, which brings us to the best provision of this entire recon. Do you have your pen and paper ready? Now is the time to get that pen. It's the housing aid. It's $150 billion of it. And that housing aid is incredible. Why? Because of 6 provisions, and the first 3 are new. Weatherize your home repairs, and first-time home purchases, but the other 3 provisions are a repeat from third stimulus. Rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance, which means you don't have to wait for fourth stimulus. You can get it right today from third stimulus. And the numbers are astronomical. Over the last year, I've gotten viewers, well, since it became law, third stimulus early this year, I've gotten viewers on average about $45,000. I brought third stimulus back into the recordings on this channel about 2 weeks ago because I know you got bills. I know you got bills to pay, and this pays your bills. And what has happened? Every single day, another viewer has sent me a success story. Average success story has been about $5,000 in the last 7 days. But I've also had one viewer get $850,000 for 32 people. I've had one viewer yesterday reveal he got $135,000 from his family this week. Boy, this is the success. This is what we do. Get your pen paper ready. We go over rent, utilities, mortgages, and food. But first, let's start with some success stories. Brand new today, D. Miller. I just got approved for 4 more months of rent. That's a total of $3,000. Congratulations, D. So go get some utilities as well. Robin. I love Robin's story because she got 3 rounds for electric this week and she got 3 rounds for gas. How did she do it? Calling different organizations, just like I explained, coming up in a second. She says, thank you for your assistance. You're an angel in disguise. Then we had the incredible story from Madonna 2 days ago on Eating's Countdown. She got 1 round of rent and then a second round of rent, 2 more months, and now she thinks she's going to get 10 more months on top of that. It's incredible. Kathy, she this week got 2 rounds of rent and utilities, which amounts to about a second round of rent and utilities, which amounts to about $5,000. And she got 2 utilities, so she got 3 items. Thank you, Ella. You're godsend. Thank you, Kathy. Gotta love her story. She got 3 items, and this is her second round on this channel. Here is May Lou. She got 3 months of rent at about $1,000 a month. It's huge. And then she got electric and water, so that brought to about almost $5,000. I like her story because it shows you can get big sums of rent and you can get big utility bills. Morel, what a great story she has. She got 1 round, she got a new round, and she thinks she's getting a 3rd round. That's how you rock it. Then Jay Grant got another $5,000 this week. She says, I speak for all of us. We love you, LALATE. Love you back, Jay Grant. Scarpia got Snap. Melissa got $10,000 this week. Thank you. That's across 3 items. And Larica got free wood. Now, I love Chris's story. Why do I like Chris's stories? Because he got $10,000 earlier this year from this channel. And then he watched me again this week because you never want to miss a recording. You never want to miss a show on this channel because I got surprise money just always popping up left and right. And he says, I would have never known about this new round of money and the process, so I watched you this week and interact with other viewers. So what did he get? He got $5,000 and then some more utilities. So get that pen and paper ready. We'll get some money for you. You qualify. You qualify. Single, married, red state, blue state, children, not children, ahead on bills, behind on bills. Every single state has money. They all have it. They've all been given it by Treasury. They all have it, and I'm going to show you how to get that money right now. The rent we're going to start with, and the rent has gone up astronomically. This was the rent about 3 months ago. It is now a lot more. It's almost $40,000. Where you get this rent from 6 places. You're ready with that pen and paper? Here we go. Write down the notes. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. This is all in the newsletter for my members that comes out 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. There are 3 musts you must do. 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must apply everywhere. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got 1 round before, get another round today. If you got 1 round from one organization yesterday, get another round from another organization today. You saw the viewers did that in just the last few days. They've been listening very clearly to the recordings. And do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Then we go to utilities. Wow. The utilities is a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Get utilities from all your utility companies. And the keywords, again, are utility assistance because of COVID. SNAP, get that. It is food. If you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? You get on SNAP from Department of Agriculture. It went up 25% lifetime starting in the month of October. And boy, does it pay a lot of money. $25,000 a year to Mark's brother-in-law. Yes, that'll be $250,000 he will get from this channel over the next 10 years. Then when we turn to the big combo, Nisi and Art Sullivan started the trend. They got 3 items, and ever since then, I said to viewers, get 3 items or more. Mark was at 2 items at $32,000. I said, Mark, where's your 3rd item? He got it. Brought him up more to this number, $50,000. Now Mark is at $100,000. Lorraine, she was at $105. Now she's at $120. And that brings us to the incredible story of one viewer yesterday in the Holidays LALATE live chat. You saw it if you were tuning in. He revealed that his family this week got $135,000 from 3rd stimulus this week. This is the biggest single payout we've ever seen for a family on this channel to date. Lorraine at certainly 125, Mark at 100. It's astronomical, and it's all the power of you and this channel. Now let's turn to the story of Johnny. Johnny embodies what you should be doing. Here's the 3-part story. First part of the story is Johnny's story. He listened to this channel a few weeks ago. And by the middle of the week, he and 2 other people he did not even know, each got $45,000 from 3 programs. Good. That's great. 3 programs, $45,000 in 3 days. That's what you want to do. $45,000 of his bills paid. But he heard my recording saying get as much money as you can. And by the weekend, Johnny got 7 programs approved. Now, listen here. To get 7 programs approved, you're going to have some no's. So Johnny had to have made 15 phone calls and gotten at least, 6 no's, 7 no's. But he made 15 phone calls. That's why I like it. And how much money did Johnny get in 1 week? $80,000 of his bills paid from this channel. This is how you rock and roll. Second part of Johnny's story started the following Monday. Johnny reached out to his family members and said, hey, I got some money last week. Oh, what'd you get that money for, Johnny? I got it for 3rd stimulus from LA. Oh, really? How much did you get? $80,000. From what? 3rd stimulus. They said, Johnny, I haven't seen this on broadcast media. Why do I not see it? Because they don't cover it. LA covers it. Let me show you how to get it. And by the end of the week, those 2 family members went from non-believers to believers and each got $50,000. Now, what's at issue here? LALATE is now the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. I don't cover SPACs. What is a SPAC? I don't cover it on this channel. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The number 1 financial news channel covers SPACs. They don't cover this, and I don't cover SPACs. So it shows you the symbiotic relationship. Just because I don't cover SPACs doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And just because they don't cover this doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And then we go to the incredible 3rd update from Johnny. It came in this Sunday. I was watching Sunday Night Football, and I got the incredible private message from Johnny. He said, I haven't checked in for you for a few weeks. Well, let me tell you what happened. Friends of my mom kept on stopping over, and I got to tell you what happened. They kept on asking me, what have I been doing? And I told them what I've been doing. And they said, I want to see that. And they said, you would have never known, you would never have known this process until we started. Johnny says that what happened is I started helping my mom, and her friends started stopping by and asking what was I doing. Well, I told them all about ULA, and it snowballed. And with the help and with your channel, I helped 32 people get $850,000. Yes, we're cashing checks here, folks. We are cashing checks. If you have bills to pay, get your bills paid today. Watch these recordings, make notes, become a member. Go into this video and become a member, get that incredible newsletter, because you get your bills paid under third stimulus right now. $850,000 for 32 people. That 33rd person can be you today. I have truth and confidence in you. And let's now turn to the big other money in that fourth stimulus recon that concerns housing. The first provision is the home repairs. This is for low-income community homes. And then the second one is weatherize your home. This is for all type of homes. And the third one is for her first-time home purchases. This will be money given to the seller during the escrow period before you close. There you go. What are some of the other incredible checks in this recon? So here you go. Get that pen and paper ready. They got $150 billion of free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow, that's an automatic check. They got a $550 check for the Pell Grant for my college students. Wow, that is huge. And then one of the best provisions of this recon that everyone talks about is a $12,500 for an electric car. Now, this is totally new. If you went to a dealership in 2019, you looked at the window sticker, and it said something like $30,000 minus a $7,500 federal tax rebate. Well, that means you have to pay $30,000 to the dealership, file a tax return, wait, continue to wait a little longer, and finally the refund check comes up in the mail, $7,500. This is not that. This means you go into the dealership, you look at the window sticker, it'll say $30,000 minus $12,500. You pay $18,000 at the dealership. The federal government pays the dealership $12,500. Yes, it's huge. The second provision of this automotive needs changing. Why? Because I believe it violates U.S. trade policies with Mexico and Canada, which says you cannot encourage the sale or purchase of one car over another car. Let's give you an example. Cadillac Lyriq, made by GM, and Ford Mustang Mach-E, made by Ford. They're both electric. One's made by Ford and one's made by GM. So far qualified. Both electric, both U.S. auto manufacturer. They're also both made by unionized U.S. labor. Ford union labor and GM union labor. So suddenly it looks the same until you get to the last step. The Cadillac is made in Tennessee. The Mustang is made in Mexico, disqualifying the Mustang. I don't think you do that. I think they have to change the language. They got $65 a month for child nutrition when the child is not in school. And then we get to the best provision of this entire recon, which is the cheaper medication. Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D will instantly see 20 medications out the door, day one, dramatically cheaper. The most expensive medications like arthritis, diabetes, and insulin, and cancer. For example, some doses going from $1,000 to $35 overnight. The list of medications will grow to 30 by the year 2028, and they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation, or there's a penalty provision, which tees up the Senate parliamentarian. You saw that Senate parliamentarian earlier in this recording. Well, Pat Toomey, the Republican GOP senator, says you cannot put a penalty provision in the recon. I think he's right. I think she's going to take it out. Also, she's likely to look at this week at the immigration reform. She previously ruled it cannot go by recon. I think it's going out. And then the paid leave. Yes, you want Leader Schumer to put this to her to determine whether paid leave comes out. Because if it comes out, it avoids a showdown with Joe Manchin. And there you go. So what are those incredible checks that the senators are adding in there? Well, you already heard the push by at least 3 of those 6 senators to add an MSC in there. And that is on top of the checks that so far you're already seeing are about more than 15,000. Look at this graphic. It's more than 15,000 because everything from third stimulus is repeated, and third stimulus is 45,000. Then we saw the car, 12,000. So we're clearly at $60,000 approximately before we get those Senate changes. And the ironic situation is that those 6 same senators who want to add an MSC in there also say it's a great bill, the best bill since the 1960s, that has major gaps in there. And those 6 senators you want to advocate to are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. And with that, get your pen and paper ready because it's time to go over some more checks in the incredible recon. These are checks from four stimulus that were passed by the House. Let's go over those checks that are still in there that are now in the Senate. And those checks start with the universal pre-K for 3 and 4 year olds, one round of checks 1 year. They got the child care credit in there, back end check. The CTC, approximately $3,600, front end check for the children 1 year. They got the earned income tax credit for my essential workers, hazard pay, 1 year back end check. Then they got the home health care covered benefit. That's the home health care benefit. And then the hearing aid, that's a check, likely in the mail. We went over the housing, we went over the hearing, and we went over also the Pell Grant and also the nutrition. So what are those Senator changes coming in on top of that? Well, they vowed to add a lot of provisions, and Bernie says he wants at least 3 provisions to go in there on top of what is in there so far. And what does Bernie want to add in there? He wants to drop the Medicare eligibility age. He wants dental. He wants vision. First, Bernie wants to drop the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 55. It's currently 65. Bob Casey proposes 60. Number 2, Bernie wants to put in their full dental. He proposed 10 years of benefits. I don't think it can work. Then he suggested 3 years of full benefits. I think that works. The last time dental was in the recon, it was an $850 check to my seniors. I don't think that works. It does not cover procedures. Then Bernie wants to put in there vision. I examine a pair of frames per year. Pretty simple. $150, send it out. Very simple until you look at Frame Wars. Frame Wars is coming back to this channel shortly. But let's look at the executive order of student loan debt forgiveness. The president has an offer on the table, $10,000 of student loan debt to be forgiven by executive order. The Democrats should take it. He previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled. People went to work in the nonprofit sector. People went to work in the public sector. The $10,000 offer should be taken. They can come back and ask more money next year. COLA benefits, 5.9%. Your benefits are going up January 1. And this is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and more. But it's not enough. COLA as a benchmark has not worked, leaving your benefits undervalued before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now after the pandemic. So they want to step in and raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus one time. Apply a new benchmark, which would be inflation, starting in December 2022. And then remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. Yes, that would give you 3 lifts ups in 1 year. Now, I have one viewer who's a community volunteer whose father is a retired veteran, and he says the COLA raise of 5.9% showed up on the December statement, not the January statement. So will there be a check in December for people on benefits? No, but some people are seeing the step up starting in December. Number 2, what happened about SS200? Gone. Not at issue. You don't want SS200. You want fifth stimulus because fifth stimulus pays thousands and thousands of dollars more than SS200 and lifetime. You want that. It's a lot more money. Number 3, Medicare going up because of fifth stimulus or COLA raise? No, untrue. And there you go. Meantime, there's a lot going on later today. Let me give you my insight of the situation. First, we have that major vote from Nancy Pelosi happening in the House, which will do the debt ceiling limit maneuver, moving it all the way to February. We thought it was going to be January. Minutes ago, she addressed the American public in a press briefing and said it's going to get moved to February. Number 2, Leader Schumer saying it's going to be a quick vote in the Senate. And Mitch McConnell having a meeting with Republicans yesterday at which, I'm not exaggerating this, I'm not going for a joke. He actually did this. He reportedly was sitting at the lunch yesterday and just eating fried chicken. Because people said, Mitch said this, and someone said, Mitch didn't say that. He was eating fried chicken. You know, the Kentucky senator, he's just eating his fried chicken. But Mitch did say earlier in the day yesterday when he was not eating fried chicken, he's not doing a default this week. So he is going to get an agreement. That agreement, this is something he does not mess around with. So that will get that moved off everyone's work schedule. More time to get this recon done. Meantime, coming up at 11 a.m. will be Holidays LA. Holidays LA was absolutely off the chain yesterday. Just jam-packed. I look forward to seeing you in that show. If you have not tuned into Holidays LA, it's daily at Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. This is our last live show of the week, so make sure you catch it. It's coming up in about 2 hours from now. It may start about 10 minutes late. Here again is Holidays LA. And that is Holidays LA every day here at 11 a.m. Meantime, if you've not seen it, Calcito come to this channel in just a few days. The excitement's brewing and the excitement is toasting. Here's Calcino coming to this channel in just a few days. And that is LA. So make sure you go down to this video and hit that alert system so you get those LA alerts, which come out as soon as a new video goes live. But hit that subscribe button. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. Become part of this incredible family, the #3 most watched financial news channel in America. And then become a member. The membership's linked in this video, so you get that membership newsletter tonight at 7 p.m. via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. I look forward to seeing you next on mornings on our next live show, which will be Holidays LA. It's at 11 a.m. It's in about 1 hour from now. So join me next on the last big live show of Holidays LA this week. It's going to be a big one. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, have a beautiful, safe weekend, and stay with LA for more.